My family is quite amazing. I don't know. They're just their own people. Everyday life for us is, I don't know, just kind of trying to get through our day and make the most of it. You know, especially now that we've become parents, Marc and I really have to find ways to maximize our time. My name is Joyce Tanguay, and I am Marc's wife and a full-time mother. Ephram is the greatest son ever. He's happy, he radiates when he smiles and he looks at you. You just see this pure happiness in his eyes. He's just a complete wonder. Marc and I met back in 2009. We met at a theater class that we both had enrolled in, completely random, hadn't known each other, never met, and so we were complete strangers when we met and ended up falling in love throughout the class. And as we got to know each other throughout that semester, he was really weary and kind of really wanted me to realize what I was going to get into if I stayed with him, and I was like, I know what I'm getting into and I totally want to be part of this and be part of your life. So once that kind of happened, everything just felt right. From the day we met, it just felt right that we were supposed to be together. Marc is the best husband and the best dad for Ephram. He does everything he can to be the best that he can.
My name is Marc Tanguay, and I would say my job is a tutor. Really, I want the same thing as anyone else, and I think about the same thing, and I'm motivated by the same thing. I just gotta do things differently. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much like life for yourself, only I'm sitting down.
Marc's childhood was normal like everybody else, but he knew there was something off with his balance. As the years went on, Marc's balance got worse towards the end of high school. He was stumbling a lot, and by university, his family went to Montreal to get some genetic testing done. Marc was diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia, an inherited condition where the nerve cells in the system weakens, leading up to progressive loss of function. With that news, Marc began his journey adjusting to his life.
I don't even know where to begin. I used to be an engineer, and it was not the most exciting thing in the world. So I went back to school to get a teaching degree, and the teaching didn't really work out so great for me because schools, it's just not something designed for a person in a wheelchair. Like, I couldn't even fit down like the aisles in between the rows of desks, or if I was trying to write on the chalkboard, I could only reach the bottom half of the chalkboard. Like, there are so many things that are not right about being in a chair, and it's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's that this world was designed for able-bodied people. People in chairs are trying to adapt to be able to fit into this world. It wasn't made for us.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, Marc goes to a rehabilitation and physical fitness program. It's not to fix any problem, but it helps maintain his strength, flexibility, and little balance he has left.
I used to do basic stretches at first, and I go on like an exercise bike for a while. It's a special, like, modified exercise bike, so I use my hands and feet together. So if I don't keep up with it, I would notice it. I would be in much worse shape than I'm in right now if I didn't do it. So I don't like doing it, but I know it's important. It's a regular thing I do. Every day I'm treated differently, just the way it is. It's the nature of being in a chair. Like, oftentimes pushing around the university outside, you know, I'd be going up a hill, a slope in some building or outside, and people would just be walking right by me, and no one would notice that I'm like struggling, and it's -30, my hands are freezing. And then I'd yell at somebody, be like, "Oh, would you mind just giving me a hand up this slope?" And occasionally they'd actually say no. Be like, "No, I'm late for my class." when they just walk away. Restaurants, when I go to restaurants, it's always bothered me when like waiters, they almost assume that I'm not there or I'm mentally challenged because I'm in a chair. They assume that I'm mentally challenged as well, and they will ask Joyce questions, or they refer to me in the third person, like, what does he want? You know, I don't know where that's always bothered me.
I want to feel angry, but I also know that a lot of people don't understand what exactly he goes through, and people don't always understand people with disabilities either. I think there's a lot of thought that has to go into it.
People would like to believe that discrimination like that doesn't exist, but it does. Like how many times I've applied for jobs, and I can say with certainty that I didn't get the job because I was in a wheelchair. Like the first couple of years, it drove me nuts because I wasn't used to it. I think one of the biggest things about being in a chair for me that I learned very quickly was patience. It sounds kind of strange, but when you're able-bodied and you're young and male and you think you can do just about anything, you know. But all of a sudden, when you're in a wheelchair, you've got to depend on other people to get like 90% of your daily activities done. And you don't always want to be in pain in the butt, nagging. You just end up waiting all the time. There's certain type of people that are just very accepting. It might have something to do with like the amount that a person is exposed to disability throughout the course of their life. But it's, you know, there's so many people that are not exposed to disability at all. And there is like a fear of the unknown. And, like they don't quite understand what it's all about.
Love is what makes the Tanguay family perfect in spite of some imperfect things. Their theatrical wedding was a history. But Marc had no idea that the way he proposed would also be a story.
It was so ridiculous the way he did it. And now it's repeated and everybody knows about it. Everybody's heard So, like that, and I regret the way that it happened, but I don't regret proposing to her at all.
Marc proposed to me on a Monday, a regular run-of-the-mill Monday, and kind of a bad day for me. I was kind of down and wasn't having a great day. I remember that. And I went to get the mail after my day and came home, and I went through the mail, and there was a postcard that Marc had sent in the mail from our house to our house, and it basically said, "Let's have strawberries and Nutella tonight because I love you." And strawberries and Nutella kind of became our thing, our special treat. So we snuggled up to watch a movie, had our strawberries, Nutella ready. I go to open the jar of Nutella, and there was a ring in it, and that's when Marc proposed.
Well, see, I didn't know this, but diamond rings sink in Nutella. So I made the mistake the first time. I thought it'd be like peanut butter is what I thought. I thought I'd just stick it in there, but I did, and then after about 2 minutes, I looked in the jar again, it was gone. The ring had sank right down at the bottom. So I had to dig it all out and wash it off. And then I decided to put it in saran wrap. And then I just put the saran wrap, the ring on top, and that was good. So Joyce's ring had a little bit of Nutella on it before she ever got it. I thought I was gonna be okay with it. Like I didn't think it was gonna break down and cry. I thought it would be all right. But yeah, as soon as I saw her, like she came out of the back door there, down the aisle with her dad, and as soon as I saw her, I just lost it. I was doing good up till that point, and then I was a mess the whole time. I could hardly even see I was sobbing so badly.
So was everybody else.
Yeah, and I think the fact that I was crying made everyone else in the audience just bawl too.
I chose Mark to be my husband because he's just the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. He really honestly brought out everything about me that I love and want to be, and he just gets me and he loves me unconditionally, and you can tell just by looking in his eyes. I always say he's got magic in his eyes, and he really does. He just has that striking quality about him that really gets me. And I just knew he was the one. It's easy for people to overlook someone like Mark and just think, oh, he's in a chair, so he's therefore not able to speak for himself, and it just kind of gets me, that people can't see that. But I do understand that unless you live it, you don't really fully understand it.